What is going on, players? And welcome back to Rebel Rescue with me, FoggyPlays, on FM22. Today we're back because we're taking on two teams that, in theory, we should be battling with at the end of the season for the league title. But things are going pretty well for us at the moment. And we're coming close to a transfer window. So I want to get an episode in before we get to the transfer window, so I don't have a huge amount of stuff to talk about. So if you do go on to enjoy this episode, do of course make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And hit the bell. I never say it, hit the bell. But like, subscribe. Now let's get into this. Right, players. So first up today, we're taking on Bohemians, who are currently sitting second in the league. And then we're going to take on Derry, who are in fourth. But I'd expect them to make their way up the table in the not too distant future. I think Dundalk are in third. But as you can see, form has been pretty decent. We did have a couple of draws here at the start of in March that were a bit frustrating, but we smashed Dundalk, smashed Sligo, then we went on an unbeaten run in April, managing to get 2 wins against Waterford, even though they're not in the same division as us anymore. And then most recently we beat St. Pat's 8-1 and then went to St. Coleman's Park against Cove Ramblers and beat them 8-1. So as you can imagine, form that good has us top of the league. We're 11 points clear of Bohs after 14 games, still unbeaten, which is fantastic. We have, however, done a bit of transfer business leading into the summer, but we have had a couple of players leave. Joseph Anang has gone on loan to a Ghanaian club called Inner Allies, who I had never heard of. He said he wanted to go on loan because he wasn't going to have first team football. Said, of course, my friend, off you go. Inner Allies paying his entire wage until the end of the season. We'll have to see if they'll try and sign him, because I wouldn't be too disappointed. And Philip Chuich, who, if you might remember last year, was an absolute weapon. Played 35 games, scored 26 goals. It was pretty fantastic. He had a bit of a slow start to the start of this season and said he wanted to go on loan. Sarajevo came in and went, hey, we will give you this amount of money. So they gave us, it's 140,000, I think, monthly fee. No, it was 140,000 fee total, but they're also paying his wages, and they have an optional future fee, which he was pretty happy about. 220,000 plus there's some other amounts where, like, I think it could go up to like 400,000 for him. So had one really good season for us, and potentially is off to Sarajevo, where they're already paying 130,000. Here it says 140 with 220 optional, plus there's more money they could give us as well. It's fantastic. But we have a couple of players that are already after agreeing to join us, so we'll be getting those lads in the summer for the majority of them. I think there's one or two that's coming in January. But regardless, we have already won the All-Ireland Championship. We're Irish President's Cup winners. We're into the... it's Pike Rovers in the final of the Munster Senior Cup if we make it there. If not, Treaty get an opportunity to win it. But yeah, we've been smashing it in the league. Champions League isn't too far away. Should be a fantastic time. And this is pretty much... I was going to say it's pretty much how we're lining up, but we have a slightly different rotation of players going through at the minute. Zidane Iqbal is injured. He's been injured for quite a while. Still has another 4 weeks with the hip injury. Mulder is suspended. Emran is injured again. He's been injured so much this year already. Alan Murphy is exhausted because I think he's playing for the under 19s. I'm probably going to stop him from playing for the under 19s because he plays pretty much every week for us in the first team. But is there anyone? Charlie Savage has had an extended run in the first team. He's been pretty good. Farnberger had 1 or 2 good games and has decided not to be good at football again. So that's quite unfortunate. But form has been exceptional. I'm hoping that by turning on the camera or starting to record doesn't ruin our good, fantastic run of form. We'll send the assistant to that. We'll skip. Oh, I was hoping we get the. No, we wouldn't get the home or the away kit against Bohs. Potentially, we could get it against Derry. We did have. I think we've only had one game so far that's had it, which is really annoying. 'Cause it's such a nice kit. And Quigley gets there. Quigley has been in quite good form. Coleman got called up to the full Irish team. Carlsberg, he's offside. How far offside was he? That had to be tight. Can't see him here, but from that, it looks like he was a decent way off. There was a couple of matches there we had where our players completely forgot what the offside rule was. Just kept running, and just decided offside was where they were meant to be. But we did obviously, win the majority of the games we played, so it's fair enough. We've just won a penalty, won a free to get pushed over. The best thing about it currently, now we have gone back to the 4-2-3-1 that we started with. Colin Whelan smashes it into the back of the net. We have Whelan, who's been just in an exceptional form so far this year, but Oseni, who was originally our second striker, the guy who played up front with Whelan, has been in exceptional form as well. So if Whelan has a poor game, I can actually substitute off my striker, and we have a guy who will, has a very high chance of putting the ball in the back of the net. Who knew you could have 2 goal scoring strikers? Not this guy. I do have a tendency though to have one striker on my team that's not much of a goal getter. Quigley had a decent try there. Even though we did beat Shamrock Rovers, or not Shamrock Rovers, St. Pat's 8-1 recently, I'm still kind of looking at their goalkeeper and going, because I would really quite like to have him in my team, because he is actually exceptional. He's 16 years old, and he would probably be. I think he's probably better than. He's probably better than Prince, to be honest. Prince has been just terrible. To be brutally honest, Prince has been terrible. He's had the odd game where he's been good, but he's just so inconsistent. It's really infuriating. It's like, Colin Whelan puts the ball in the back of the net, and just as we start second half. It's fine if your striker has an off day where it's it just doesn't really work out. It's just all a little bit it's not quite working out. If only we could, if he just got the ball in the back of net once, it'd be grand. But then, your goalkeeper goes from playing an 8.4 one game to a 6 the next game. You can't just you can't prep for that. That's impossible. Also, we're 3 up against second in the league. We have been the dominant force this year. Like I said, I don't think we're going to be spending too much time looking at league games, because there's not much point really. Like I said, we have a couple of players that are coming in July, so it'll be interesting. Gravasti scored twice for St. Pat's. What? See, this win here against Bohs and Derry beating UCD is going to end up being a top of the table clash again. So it's worked out pretty well, if I do say so myself. I'd make you a shadow striker. You can come off for Farnberger, who can be an advanced playmaker. And do I want to make a third sub? Not yet. 2 substitutions for now is enough. Like I said, form has been pretty good. We've not lost a game yet, so we've had a couple of scares. Forgot to make my final substitution. I bring on Alton for Coleman, leave him have a rest. Wagner's going to be sitting the next game out probably anyway, because I think Mulder's back. Can we put the ball in the back of the net for a 4th time? Oh, Heffernan just puts it over. It's quite nice to have a team that I can rotate, and they're actually like pretty much all really good. It's like I said, having a striker who can come off the bench and score is fantastic. Like who knew? Who knew? Genuinely, who knew that you could have two goal scoring strikers at your team at the same time, and they wouldn't get furious about not being in the first team all the time. Just squad rotation is fantastic. Right, we'll be back in just a second for the game against Derry. Hopefully, we can keep the good run of form going. And just in case you're wondering, Colin Whelan has 22 goals. Keane Murphy has 9. And he is second. So we have a dominant striker. Fantastic. 15 league games without a defeat. I think this could be our year. This is going to be the year. We're going to go undefeated this year. We're probably going to get beaten by Derry now that I said that. Right, fellas, it's time for us to take on Derry now. But I was having a quick look at the European competitions because they're coming to a final, or their final matches soon. Liverpool are playing Man City in the Champions League. Marseille take on Inter in the Europa League. Sassuolo, the team that won the Europa Conference League and knocked us out of Europe last year, are in the final. And in the Europa Conference League, it's Celta Vigo against Rennes. Celta Vigo knocked out Arsenal. So, not ideal for Arsenal fans. If if any Arsenal fan actually watches, I apologise. Not much I can do about it though. We didn't actually put the team together, so we're going to do it on the fly. You're going to see how I put my team together. Zidane Iqbal almost back from his injury, so might actually have a team that actually no, we're not going to play Farnberger. We're going to put Onofriti there. Yeah. Tunde is going to play Carlsberg, who's been in exceptional form, and Colm Whelan is going to sit on the bench. Farnberger can go on the bench. Atin and Reece Griffin's going to go on the bench. Heffernan, who is going to be an who's going playing for AC Milan after signing his permanent contract with them. So Cork City won't have Heffernan, but we might get some money for when he leaves in real life, when he leaves AC Milan. Potentially could get the club a decent chunk of change. So I think Shamrock Rovers got a bunch of money for Bazunu recently when he moved to Southampton. So, anything can happen. Again, no black kits, and we have an offside. That's unfortunate. Christy Pym in goal for Derry today. You might remember I was talking about how they lost their... Yeah, he's so far. No, that was Whelan that was offside. But Onofriti was also offside. So it's not ideal. Yeah, they lost... was it Ben Maher? Was that his name? I think it was Ben Maher. He went to... What did I say? It was Linfield. But Christy Pym has come in and joined Derry. He's their number one goalkeeper now. Ex-posh goalkeeper. Colin Whelan's true. How is that offside? It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Was the offside? Where are they getting this blue line from? They picked up the blue line from like in between two of the defender's legs. I've been complaining about referees since the day I arrived at the club. I will continue to give out about them until the day this save ends. Carlsberg hits the back net. It's not offside. Getting Karim Tunde with the goal. Oh, that's what I like to see. But yeah, like I said, I've complained about referees every opportunity that's given to me in press conferences, and only once have I had any repercussion for that. I've had one slap on the wrist and a £350 fine. So I think it's fair to say I don't really care. Really unfortunate, like how poor Galway are doing so far. Bottom of the league. and was it Sligo are just above them. They have twice their points plus 1, so they have 7. Or Sligo are down to 14. So Sligo must have just or Sligo are winning. I thought they were on 15. It's fine. We've gone in at half time, 1-0 ahead. Colin Whelan's not playing that well, but we're just going to leave him have a little bit more time, and we'll potentially bring him off and bring on Oseni. I think Torre for Shelburne just got sent off just before halftime. He was a player we actually almost signed in the summer, but they wanted 160 something thousand for him. I was like, don't really want to spend that much money on a guy who probably isn't going to be first choice. So we didn't go ahead with that deal, which I'm sure he's probably devastated about. But we have made 2 changes there now. Farnberger comes on for Onofriti, and Oseni comes on for Whelan. So hopefully we can get something out of that. And 10 minutes left. One final change. Alan Murphy. Do I want to take him? I'm not going to take him off. Roy Quigley. Yeah, bring on Reese Griffin. Let Reese have a little bit of a run around because he hasn't had too much. I mean, he's second choice right back, second choice left back as well. Oh, Tunde. We've had a couple of situations with throw-ins recently because of how narrow our pitches. We've just managed to beat Derry 1-0. It'll do. Because of how narrow the pitch is, we've had a couple of long throws that have caused chaos, not just for ourselves, but for other teams as well, where they've done long throws. It can be a hot mess. Comfortably sitting atop the league now after 16 league games unbeaten, but I think we're currently on an unbeaten run as well. 39 matches without losing. Fantastic. We've got like 10 home games without losing as well. I think we're exceptional at the minute. I will bring you back for when the transfer window opens. We will probably have a Champions League group. If only we had a Champions League group stage. We'll have a Champions League first qualifying round. I think is that what we're still playing for. I think it doesn't say that. I'm pretty sure it's still first qualifying round. And the competition reputation is going to be changing at some point. That'll be interesting to see what happens with that. So yeah, we'll be back for probably a Champions League qualifier. Hopefully that should be in June, July time? Question mark. So yeah, that'll be the next episode. As I've already said, the episodes are going to be a little bit more stretched out because we're not going to be playing as much league football in the videos, because there's not much point really. As you can see, we're absolutely smashing everyone and taking everyone's name. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do of course make sure to leave a like, comment down below, whatever you want. I would love some comments, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.